Hi, this is Munson from Munson Music, and we're going to talk about how you could strum through a song called Snow by the Red Hot Chili Peppers in kind of a really easy way. And we're going to start on an E minor chord, and the way you play E minor, first finger is going to go on the A string on the second fret, second finger is going to go D string on the second fret, and if you strum all those together, that sounds like E minor chord, and it sounds really, really sad. And then from the E minor, we're going to be going to a C major chord, and the way you play C major, first finger is going to go B string on the first fret, second finger is going to go D string on the second fret, and third finger is going to go to the A string on the third fret. And when you strum all those together, that sounds a C major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. And then from the C major chord, we're going to be going to a G major chord. And the way you play G major, first finger is going to go to the A on the second fret, second finger is going to go to the thick E on the third fret, and the third finger is going to go to the skinny E on the third fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a G major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. And then from G major, we're going to be going to a D major chord. And the way you play D major, first finger is going to go to the G string on the second fret, second finger is going to go to the high E on the second fret, and the third finger is going to go to the B string on the third fret. And if you strum just D, G, B, and E, that'll get you your clear sound out of that. That's called D major, and it sounds really, really happy. And our verses almost through the entire song, where we'll just be using those chords. We'll have E minor, C major, G major, D major, E minor, C major, G major, D major, and that kind of becomes our verse and our chorus. And we'll basically be doing that until we get to our bridge part, where we're going to be doing the C major, and then more C major, and then we go to E minor, and more E minor, and then we go to C major, and then another C major. But then our bridge kind of has a tag that eventually becomes the outro, where we do the G major, and then we do the D major, but then we go to an A minor chord. And the way you play A minor, first finger is going to go to the B string on the first fret, second finger is going to go to the D string on the second fret, and the third finger is going to go to the G string on the second fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds like A minor chord, and it sounds really, really sad. So on that bridge tag, we're going to be doing G major, D major, A minor, A minor. So those are all the progressions that we kind of have through the song. But then a lot of times with a song like this, to make it more interesting, I like adding what's called a strum pattern to it. And one of my favorite strum patterns for a 4/4 like this is down, down, up, up, down, up. So if we took the E minor we started on and just tried that a lot, you'd have down, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, up, down, up. The weird part is on our verses, we're going to end up halving that strum pattern. So instead of doing the down, down, up, down, up on each chord, we'll just end up doing just down, down, up on each chord. And so on the E minor, we'll have down, down, up, C, down, down, G, down, down, up, D, down, down, E minor, down, down, C, down, down, G, down, down, D, down, down, E minor, down, down, C, down, down, G, down, down, D, down, down, E minor, down, down, C, down, down, G, down, down, D, down, down, for our verse and our chorus. And then when we get to our bridge part, we'll be doing that whole strum pattern on each of those chords. So on the bridge, we're going to have C, down, up, down, C, down, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, up, down, C, down, down, up, down, C, down, down, up, down, up. And then we go into kind of our bridge tag, where we're doing the G, D, A minor with each of those strum patterns. So we got the G down, down, up, down, D down, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, up, down, G down, down, up, down, D down, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, up, down, G down, down, up, down, D down, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, up, down, E minor, down. So those are all the parts of our song. The weird thing is, instead of starting on an E minor chord, the Red Hot Chili Peppers are actually starting on a G sharp minor chord. So to play along with the recording, what you want to do is take a capo, and if you put the capo on 4th fret across the entire guitar, then your E minor is really a G sharp minor. Your C major is really a E major. Your G major is really a B major. And your D major is really an F sharp major. And when you get to it, your A minor is really a C sharp minor chord. But just to try that through our verse, we'd have the E minor down, down, C down, down, G down, down, D down, down, E minor down, down, C down, down, G down, down, D down, down, E minor down, down, C down, down, G down, down, D down, down, E minor down, down, C down, down, G down, down, D down, down. We'd basically be doing that for our verse and our chorus until we get to our bridge part. And then on our bridge part, we got that C down, down, up, down, C down, down, up, down, E minor down, down, up, down, E minor down, down, up, down, C down, down, up, down, C down, down, up, down, and then we'd be going into our bridge tag where we have the G down, down, up, down, D down, down, up, down, A minor down, down, up, down, E minor down, down, up, down, G down, down, up, down, D down, down, up, down, A minor down, down, up, down, E minor down, down, up, down, G down, down, up, down, D down, down, up, down, A minor down, down, up, down, A minor down, down, up, down, G down, down, up, down, D down, down, up, down, A minor down, down, up, down, A minor down, down, up, down. So that's one way you can kind of strum through snow. But a lot of times with this particular song, it has a very funky kind of feel. And it's almost like a 16th note strum pattern instead of an 8th note pattern. And what I mean by that is like when you tap your foot, if you divide it into two parts, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, we call that an 8th note. If you divide it into four parts, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, that's called a 16th note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And one strum pattern that could work through this would be a long down, 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 up, down, up, down, up as a 16th note pattern. And what I mean by that is like if you took the E minor and just did your first down as kind of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what we'd be doing on the first beat. And on the second beat, we'd be doing a down on 1, a down on 3, and an up on 4. So you'd have down, down, up, 1, 2, 3, 4, down, down, up, down, down, up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then on the third beat, you'd be doing an up on 2 and a down on 3. So you'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, up, down, 1, up, down, 1, up, down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And on the last beat, then you'd be doing down, up, right along with the 1, 2, 3, 4. So you'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So all together, you'd have long down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, long down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, long down, 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 up, down, down, down. The weird thing is on our verse where we're halving that strum pattern, you just do the long down, 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 up on each chord. So just to try that through our verse, you'd have the long down, 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 C down, 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 G down, 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 D down, 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 minor down, 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 C down, 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 G down, 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 D down, 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 minor down, 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 C down, 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 G down, 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 D down, 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 minor down, 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 C down, 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 G down, 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 D down, down, down. But then we get to our bridge, we'd be doing our whole strum pattern on each of those. We'd have the C down, down, up, down, down, up, down, C down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, E minor down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, E minor down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, C down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, C down, 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 up, down, down, up, down. And then you'd be in your bridge tag, so you'd be doing that whole strum pattern on each of those. The G, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, C down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, A minor down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, A minor down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, G down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, C down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, A minor down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, A minor down, 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 up, down, down, up, down. So you basically just be repeating one really cool thing is like with the 16th pattern where we're doing the down up on each one, what we were doing on beat 4, that actually kind of gets used for the outro, where you hear just down up 4 times on each chord. So just to try that through the outro, you'd have the G with down up, 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 D, down up, 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 A minor, down up, 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 A minor, down up, down up, down up, down up, down up, G, A minor. Kind of cool. A lot of times that last part when the Chili Peppers are playing out becomes their jam section, because that's kind of their form. And if you want a scale to kind of play along with that, actually what can be kind of cool to play around with is a pentatonic scale. And if you're thinking from the capo open, it would kind of be what we would normally think of as an E minor pentatonic scale, but because of the capo you're actually playing a G sharp minor pentatonic scale. But that scale is kind of going open to third on the low E, and then open second on the A, open second on the D, open second on the G, and then open third on the B, and then open third on the high E. So if you want something to kind of play around with lead stuff, that could be cool. To kind of play around with that scale against the recording with the capo. One other thing that can be kind of cool is there's a really cool intro lick that works around that E minor C G D progression. And with the capo on, you'd be thinking low open E for that, and then second on the D, and then open G, and then second on the D. But then we do open G and kind of do a hammer on the second fret, and then a pull off right after it. So it's a hammer on pull off. You're playing the G, open, putting down second fret, and then kind of letting your finger fall off of it to get a pull off right after the hammer on. So you got O2, O2, open G, hammer on the second open, and 2 on the D, and then open G. And then we're going to go to kind of a piece of the G, or the C chord, where you do third on the A, second on the D, open G, second on the D, and then we do that hammer on pull off again on the G string, and then we do second on the D again, and then open G. So from the beginning you got O2, 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 O, hammer on 2, O, and then 3, 2, O2, O2, O, hammer on pull off, and then 2, O. And then we're going to kind of be going to part of a G chord where we do the third on the low E, second on the A, open D, second on the A, and then you do the hammer on pull off on the D string. So you're doing open 2, open, hammer on the D, and then second on the A, and then open D. So you got 3, 2, O, 2, open 2, O, hammer on pull off, and then 2, O. And then the last one is kind of weird, but this is actually working off some shapes that they actually use when they're playing this. Is you'd go 5th on the A string, 4th on the D string, 2nd on the G string, and then kind of hold that down. This is kind of what would have been a D major shape, but because of where we are with the capo, it's really F sharp major. But you're going 5, 4, 2, 4, and then you go 2nd fret on the G string and do a hammer on pull off to 4th fret. So you got 2, 4, 2 as a hammer on pull off. So you got 5, 4, 2, 4, 2, 4, 2, hammer on pull off, and then 4, 2, and then you kind of be starting all that over again. So this is kind of like an E minor lick, and then a C lick, and then a G lick, and then a D lick. So that may be something you want to try and add to it too, but they go very, very fast on that, and we're kind of going for ease of play here. But that's the basics of how you can play Snow by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. So good luck!